Hi everybody, and thanks for stopping by. I actually saw Milan play this summer here in Kansas City in the International Champions Cup against Bayern. And it wasn't the best game. Bayern won. Bayern definitely brought more away fans. I did buy a shirt, which, as you can see, I'm totally not wearing. This is the England ladies' home jersey. My AC Milan third shirt is in the wash, thanks to my lovely wife, and an accident with some mustard I had earlier tonight. The beta dropped, and I was looking for a single club to do. And I wanted to do it in a country that I'd never played in before. And, well, I came close. I had a Torino personal save last year that lasted maybe all 6 hours before I gave up and threw in the towel. And I was looking at Milan and thought, you know, they're an interesting club, at least to me, whose knowledge of football is at best a few PowerPoint slides deep. I know they were a really good team in the late 80s and early 90s. I know they were a decent team and, you know, won a couple Champions Leagues and lost to Liverpool in the one in 2005 in the early 2000s. And then all their great older players got very old and left. And then the people they brought in weren't as good. They had some success until about 2015. And since then, it's been a roller coaster ride. And they've gone not exactly downhill, but maybe down the slope a little bit. So, for the beta save, we are going to try and get Milan back to the top of Serie A and back into the Champions League. And it's going to be interesting. My name's FM20, and this is Forza Milan, Episode 1. Well, if you followed either of my saves last year, you know my beta was Crystal Palace, the Palace March. And I found a very young, very good striker named Jacopo Ricci. Now, the save ended before he realized his potential, but I did play it offline. Holy cow, did he realize his potential. When I decided to play Milan, I was looking for an Italian manager, and his was the first name that came to mind. And so, we're playing as Jacopo Ricci, 46 years old, 24,000 euros a week, 3-year contract. And this is my profile. This is, well, you're not going to be able to see it here because the flute skin's acting weird. This is the flute skin 1.0. I have a tendency to go through a lot of skins. I like seeing what the other people that create them do. I play one until the minor inconsistencies with them just drive me up a wall and I switch, or I'll see something that someone else does and play it for a while. One of my goals this season is to actually do a video on the various skins out there and what I like about them and what I don't like about them. I do have massive respect, though, for anybody who has the time and energy to sit down and do one, because Lord knows I don't. I've said it before. If aliens show up tomorrow and say the fate of humanity rests on this guy coding something, just forget it. You're up a creek. You can't really see it here because the numbers are a little bit too small in the font. Coaching-wise, I always tend to emphasize the tactical, technical, and mental, especially in lower league saves, because it's very hard, at least in my experience, to find really good coaches that have those particular abilities. You can always find an attacking coach, you can always find a defending coach, but the tactical, technical, and mental, you know, if you're the head coach and you're okay in those, you can coach all three and let the other guys concentrate on what they do best. Decent adaptability, very good determination, decent player knowledge, man management's okay, motivating's 20 as well. Attacking, defending, fitness, we're middle of the road. Goalkeeper, you know, I can show you where to stand. That's about it. You know, and you know, hold your arms open as wide as you can. That's about the extent of my goalkeeper coaching knowledge. And motivating, well, we're a decent motivator. We have a 20 there. My scouting knowledge is confined to Italy. I wish this was something you could kind of tweak at the beginning of a save, but maybe not. Personal awards, nothing. I mean, I haven't even really started with the team yet. So, a brief history of Milan since 2015. And frankly, I didn't know this until I actually decided to do the Milan save. And this is actually my second run through. Something happened the first time. It was entirely my fault. I was moving my data from one hard drive to another and something got screwed up. And I was literally maybe 2 days into the save. So I wasn't losing anything per se. So this is what I'm up against. At the end of the 2014-2015 season, when Ancelotti left, they've had 8 managers, and that includes the caretaker manager who managed 1 game. They've also had 3 different owners in 5 years. The average record of those managers has been 33 games managed, 15 wins, 8 draws, and 10 losses. The longest tenure was 83 games. The shortest tenure that wasn't a caretaker coach, that was the actual head coach, was 7 games by 2 different managers. They're banned from European football for this year, and maybe next year. I haven't quite figured that out yet because of financial fair play violations. Their ownership group is shaky at best, and something that surprised even me, they have 116 players on their roster. As a commentator on the Slack board mentioned, they collect players like Italian women collect handbags and shoes. My spreadsheet, which I did last year, but I'm not doing it for this save. I'm going to do it for my primary save when that drops. I only went to 100 lines because I thought, no one's ever going to have more than 100 players on their squad. Holy cow, was I wrong. This year's going to be interesting because it's going to be me coping with all the bloat and everything like that and figuring out what the heck we're going to do. I mean, 116 players, good grief. So we're not going to play any games today. We're just going to look at the team, the coaches, and figure out where to go and what to do. I'm still trying to figure out this non-EU rule thing. I get the feeling I may Loki this. For those of you who don't know, check out Loki Doki's journeyman save from 2 years ago when he was at Lazio. A lot of players in last year's contract. Bonaventura. We're going to skip the tactics induction. Club vision expectations. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Do not sign players over the age of 30. Work within the wage budget. Minimum 4-year contracts for first team players. Qualify for the Europa League. Reach the semifinal of the Tim Cup. Challenge for silverware. I'm required to qualify for the Europa League, which means this must be the only year we're not eligible for it. So players in last year contract. You know what? We're going to come back to this screen. And we'll come back to the Club Vision meeting as well. Yeah, you can tell this is a fairly new skin because some of the spacing in that is off, but that's fine. Italian transfer window is in progress. Biggest spends. Juventus. I do have the real name fix here on this. Bologna, 43 players. Good grief, that's 2 rosters. Okay. We will accept the current vision. Well, this is something to look at. Bonaventura is the team leader. Romagnoli is the captain at the moment. Hierarchy's not too shabby. Tactics-wise, we're not going to do that now. Team report. I guess I do have to build a tactic in order to get the team report. Okay, I'm clicking all over the place here. Staff. Board has no concerns about the size of the coaching team. Board feels the recruitment team is too large at 23 and staff members should be reduced to 17. Medical team is in need of a head physio. You know, the goalkeeping coaches are decent. We have a really good fitness coach. And that's really about it. So, let me check something out here. Let me check Morelli out. 14-14. 15 man management. That's not bad. Okay, I can work with Morelli for a year. Head of youth development. You know, this isn't too bad either. Angelo Carbone. I don't know that name. I know next to nothing about football in Italy. I've read a couple books on it. But yeah, my ignorance and my bad pronunciation of names is really going to come through this save. Okay, Turkey and Betty we're going to keep. Osti we're going to keep. Persetti. Nope, we're going to let you go. I do like that you can do this from this screen now with the drop downs. Danielle Bonniera. Nope, we're going to let you go. David Lucarelli. You know, he's not too bad, and he can back me up in a couple of spots on the mental, tactical, and technicals. His player ability in that isn't too bad either. So we're going to keep him. The one thing that does annoy me at the moment about the beta is that there's no button for your under 20 and under 18 teams or whatever you have. So you literally have to go down here to find them. It's a UI thing. I'm not a fan of it. Well, I can adjust to it eventually, but I'm not a fan of it. Federico Giunti. This is my under 20 squad coaches. He's not bad. He's not good. Grigori, bad, not good. Abate, no. Baruzimi, no. Simone Baldo, no. Coaching staff's too big. It needs to be reduced. Oh, good grief. No. They've all got good youth working with youngsters scores, but this is just... The goalkeeper coach isn't bad. I'm not going to rock the boat too much. We're going to keep Turney, we're going to keep Visconti, we're going to keep Dita. Pinato, you're gone. Uccini, you're gone. Gerosa, you're gone. Caranti, gone. Tucci, gone. Belanzaghi, gone. Biati, gone. He is also a scout. Okay, that's not too horrible. So back to scouts. This is going to take a little bit. What I like, I'm going to do this offline for those that I keep. What I like doing is going into my scouts because I handle all the scout. What I like to do is I like scouting. I enjoy it, and I'm fairly decent at it. I like to think. It's fun. It's interesting. It's an aspect of the game I like. I also do a lot of the contracts. I mean, I do have a general manager and a head of youth development, things like that. And basically, they're kind of around for, when the agent says, make me your best offer. I just, hey, general manager, go do this. And they handle a lot of the backroom stuff as well. I'm not going to handle... I haven't made my mind up yet on training, how I want to approach this. I may leave that to the coaches. In fact, I probably will leave that to the coaches once I have my better coaches in. But I do handle scouting, and one of the things I like to do, as an example, I'll go to my scout. This is Giovanni Lauren. 13-14. We're not going to keep him. I'm going to show you a scout I'm going to keep. We'll just do it like this. 13-16. Simic. Yeah, we're going to keep Simic because he's good in Croatia and Italy and France and the former Yugoslavian countries. But what I like to do is set a nickname where you just add a parentheses, 14A, 16P. And then, what was it? It was Croatia, France, BS, HG. And this tells me, this is Dario Simic. He's got a 14 ability, 14 current ability, 16 potential ability, and he's really good in Croatia, France, and you know what? I can just go, you go, like that. Now, you do have a space limitation on here, so you may have to actually go to first names or abbreviations for some of your guys. But then what this does is when I go to scouting, let me go there real quick. When I go to scouting and I go over an assignment and say, okay, this is what I'm looking at here. Why is this not going away? Just a second. There we go. So what I'm looking at now is, I have certain... My train of thought for this save is I want 3 scouts, probably 4 scouts in Italy. 1 scouting Serie A, 1 scouting Serie B, 1 scouting the Tim Cup, and 1 who's kind of roaming around. I may or may not scout Serie C. There's also a youth tournament, youth, like the Carabao Cup or something like that, but it's for youth teams. I may have a scout assigned to that. Then we're Milan. We need to scout youngsters. We need to sign youngsters with potential on that. If we can develop them and promote them to the first squad, that's what we'll do. If not, we'll develop them and sell them for a ton of money. So you need to scout the big countries with a ton of soccer talent. That's Spain, that's England, that's Germany, that's France, that's the Netherlands. So, you have a scout for Eastern Europe, a scout for Western Europe, a scout for Southern Europe. And then one of the things I like to do that I found, especially in my France saves, get a scout or four for Africa, Western Africa and Eastern Africa especially, because you can get some really good players there for cheap. You bring them in for 100,000 euros, and 5 years later, you're turning around and selling them for 30 million euros. And that's after you've developed them. They're one-star potential, they're one-star current 5-star potential players, and they're just, they're diamonds in the rough. You just have to scout them. But I bet if I was to check, I've got 19 scouts, and I would bet 17 of them are only good for Italy, and that's not going to help me. So what I'm going to do offline is let go of the ones I don't want, keep the ones I do want, and nickname them. So that way I can just look at them and say, oh, hey, I need to go scout France. It's got to be this guy. The roster. Let's look at the roster. Actually, you know what? We'll look at the roster. And this is just the senior squad. Yikes. Well, look, there's the under-18s. There's the under-20s. And we're scrolling, and we're scrolling, and we're scrolling. Holy cow. So the orange are players loaned out. The indigo are the players loaned in. We're loaning in a 15-year-old. That's interesting. Holy smokes. Okay. Go to my squad view here. Sort by potential. Gianluigi Donnarumma, the name that everybody knows, 20 years old, stalwart keeper. I'm going to do my best to keep him throughout the save. Rafael Leo, young striker. Ooh, very good young striker. A lot of potential there. Theo Hernandez is injured. He is my left back. 7 weeks and 3 months. Ismail Benasser. He's a midfielder, 21 years old. Deep line playmaker. Not too shabby. Lucas Paqueta, midfielder. Krzysztof Piatek. I recognize the name. 24 years old. He's the other striker. He's a poacher. Very good poacher. Maldini, 17 years old, 4.5-star potential. Yeah, that's definitely potential. He's still on a rookie contract, though, I believe. Yeah, he's still on a youth contract. That could be interesting. Click the wrong button again. So, I'm going to be doing that a lot. The big problem is, and it's a 34-inch problem, I got one of those curved monitors, and the problem is, even though it looks really good right now because I'm recording through OBS is forcing it down to 1980 by 1020? 1920 by 1080. Good grief, it's late. But if I try playing that full size on my monitor, it looks weird. So I'm playing windowed, and it's not liking it a lot. Hangu. I know this name. Oh, look at that. It's good most everywhere. If I sort by ability, they've got some solid players. I mean, there's no reason we can't finish top 7 this year in Serie A. Top 4 might be a stretch, but there's no reason we can't finish top 7. And we've got potential. The problem is, holy cow, keeping track of this all. I'm going to have to come up with another tab on the spreadsheet just to do that. The nice thing is they have the loan manager this year, who I'm definitely going to hire the best one available and pay him however much he wants, and let tracking be his issue. Frank. We had Frank last year in the Bossy save. He had a good couple of years for us. We got him cheap, too. If I remember correctly. 250,000 euros. So I suspect, this season's going to be about surviving with who we have, and then come the off season. All these star-and-a-half kids, just get rid of them. They're costing us money. It's, that's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and more. 5,000 or 6,000 euros a week in salary for guys who are never going to see first-team football. We got a transfer budget, a euro under 25 million. We don't have a lot of wiggle room on the payroll budget. One of the things I do like this year is the staff. Oh, it might not be on the skin. Is it the board? No. It's around here somewhere. On the original Football Manager skin, there's a section for coaching budget where you can increase and decrease your coaching budget. So, if you have a coach that you want to hire and he's going to cost you 10,000 euros a month, and your board lets you sign him, then you can move transfer money around your coaching budget. Well, we're predicted to finish 4th. Our estimated value is just under €1 billion. Worldwide reputation. I have the 3rd jersey. It's very, very nice. Owner status, enjoying life at the club. I don't know. The stuff I've read in the news and stuff like that kind of lets me believe that may not be the case. Show the past head coaches. Nope, just Pioli, who I'm replacing. 80,000 capacity, superb training. Let me see, can I go to facilities? Yeah, here we go. Paying $4.5 million a year for rent. Top corporate facilities, superb training facilities, excellent data analysis, excellent youth facilities, good academy coaching, excellent youth recruitment, which is very nice. That's what we're looking for. Got a work cut out for us, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. That's a decent, friendly schedule. Start off with Sassuolo. Cup first round. Not too shabby there. Okay. I'm going to look at building a tactic, and then we'll look at the team report as well. So back in a bit. Well, the tactic I'm using is a custom 4-2-4. It gets my best players in the position on the field. And I've had a decent amount of success with this tactic too. I used it last year in my Basti save. The one thing I am looking at is our defensive center back depth. Actually, let me write this down on my whiteboard here. Defensive center back. And a defensive right back and a defensive left back. Because if I was to go back and look, I don't even have to go back and look. I can just click right here. And it's not a lot of depth, especially when you consider that Rodriguez or Hernandez is out injured, if I remember correctly. Yep, between 7 weeks and 3 months. So it's 2 months without him for sure. And plus a good rotation on your defensive back line is always good. Biglia's going to be okay. He's older, but I can get another season out of him. Same thing with Bonaventura. Franklin Kessie is going to be... Oh, Bonaventura's out too, isn't he? I just saw that when I was clicking off of him. No, 12 days and 4 weeks, that's not too bad. We'll check the injury report here in a little bit. Frank Kessie. I don't know why I keep calling him Franklin. But what's not to like about this guy? Natural box-to-box midfielder. Solid mentals, solid tacticals, solid physical abilities. I won't be surprised if more than a few teams made a push for him in the January transfer window. Speaking of transfers. Oh my God. A lot of loans in. Rebic is the big name. He is the forward up top. He will get a lot of playing time. Sala? Was he the youngster we looked at? Yeah, I don't know why would you loan in a 15-year-old? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Players we played money for. Jung Dahl, don't know him. Roddy Krunek, he is a midfielder. Natural Mazzala, advanced playmaker. Ben Nasser. He's a defensive midfielder, but he will get time on the midfield line. Kessie came from Atalanta for 8.25 million euros. Theo Hernandez, who is the defensive left back. And then Rafael Leao, who is the striker. Yeah, definite potential there. On the outs. Loans. Undisclosed. Some frees. Thiago Giallo for 5 million. Manuel Locatelli for 10. Patrick Cutrone to Wolves for 18 million. I know this name. He's a forward. Okay, so it's pretty much Milan in a nutshell. I think I do like this. This is something I added this year. It's a bar graph of the money you've spent and the money you have received. I haven't even clicked next day yet. It's still the 8th of July, which, you know, is not too bad injury-wise. Theo Hernandez, 7 to 3 weeks. Mattia Caldera, damaged ACL, 4 to 6 months. Yeah, he's my other star defensive center back. So that's why we need depth, because after that, it's Leo Duarte, who is older, I want to say. Oh, he's got potential. Okay, maybe Duarte gets a decent amount of playing time. That's not too bad, actually. Still, a little more depth wouldn't hurt. And there might be actually a few players, as I'm clicking all over the place again, there might actually be more than a few players we can sell. Let me get to the right screen here. Suso's wanted, but I'm not going to let him go. Rodriguez is wanted, and if I can get a good left back in, I might let him go. Hey there, buddy. Yeah, Romagnoli's wanted by City? Yeah, Man City. I'm not going to let him go. Not for a ton of money anyways. He's worth 36 million. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to call this an episode here. Next episode, and the plan is 3 episodes a week. Either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Depends on my work schedule and what else I have going on. I don't know that I'll be able to do 5 days a week for the save. After Christmas, I'll be able to do 5 days a week. Until then, no. We're going to go through. We're going to get some scouting done. We're going to hire some coaches in. We're going to get the friendlies out of the way, and we're going to come back maybe for the Roma game? I don't know. We'll play it by ear. So, the goal is we'll go a decent amount of distance between games. Probably do 1 game a month for the episode. And then, especially once European football hits, we'll switch to the European matches and see how we do from there. So I'm really looking forward to the save. I think it's going to be interesting. And if I had more time and probably a little more energy, I'd go a lot more in depth with the spreadsheets and that. But that's going to be for my other save. I still have to update it, more than a few of those. There's enough changes this year that to go in and tweak some of the formulas. However, I think I did find a way around the scheduling issues I was having on the last iteration of the spreadsheets. So, 116 players, good grief. Loan manager, here I come. So the rest of this evening is going to be spent with me doing all the behind-the-scenes work that nobody hardly ever sees, unless you watch people do it on Twitch. And, you know, if you find that fun, more power to you, but I'm not going to do that here. So we will be back in a couple of days, and we'll be playing Serie A football. And, you know, Champions League or bust. And given the club's past history, well, it could be bust. My personal goal, 33 games. It's a season and a half. Take that back. Yeah, if I make it this season, I'm at 38 games. If I make it this season, I'll be doing well. So, they expect us to finish 4th? Oh, look at that money. That's horrible. Oh, good grief. Let me check. I'm going to check something out here real quick. Champions League. No. Premier League. God, you get relegated from the Premier League and still earn more money than finishing first place in Serie A. Wow. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, if you did like what you seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, free agent signing suggestions, Wonder Kid suggestions, leave them down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM20, and I thank you for watching the first episode of Forza Milan.